Good morning, run talks. My last talk cut out. Weather report. Quite foggy out here this morning. So taking a break off my run this morning or workout just because I had quite a deep session yesterday with one of my good friends who's specializes in hypnosis, and we did something called the past life regression. Very interesting experience. So today I want to talk to you about, are you ready to get mapped? Are you an entrepreneur or business owner that you're ready to get a deep understanding of what is driving every decision that you make? And the decisions you make, true or false, tell me if I'm wrong, the decisions you make as the business owner, as the person running the business, are directly linked to the results that you create in your business, true or false? Of course it's true. The decisions I make, whether it be the topic I decide to talk about today, the decisions I make about what to tell you about in a minute, is ultimately going to shape the results that I create for me in my business and also for you in your life. So it's all about decisions. A life is a series of decisions. So if we understand that concept that life is about decisions and the decisions we make are shaping our results, then it makes sense that if I can make more effective decisions, if I understand myself enough to understand what's driving me, then I can align myself in the direction that I need so that I'm positioned to make more effective decisions, which is going to lead to a greater deal of income, a greater deal of growth, and ultimately a greater deal of fulfillment in life and feeling like maybe, yes, I've made it in some capacity, if you ever truly do make it. Now, Motivational Maps, if you've heard me talking about over the last few days, is something that I use with all of my clients. Why? Because it's something that's measurable. Something that's measurable, it's something that's tangible, it's something that's coming up deep from within the unconscious. It's the things that matter most to you. And we often hear this term in our world called self-sabotage. You might describe it as I'm getting in my own way. I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. Now, if we know what we want, we want to get to destination, go from A to B, then it makes sense that if there's nothing getting in our way, then hypothetically, we should be able to move right towards it, right? But why don't we? Why do we experience the challenges we do? Why do we procrastinate? Why do we experience like the self-doubt? Why do we choose to do one thing over another? Why do we make all of these decisions that don't actually lead to the result that we ultimately want? And here's why. You're making one thing more important than the other. See, this is what I experience all the time. People say, I want to create this. I want to create this result. But then they're not consistent. They don't show up and be intentional in their business every single day. They're not following through. Or the work that they're doing, they're being busy fools and not actually focusing on the thing that's going to get them results. Or the type of people that are getting so attached to perfection that they get into analysis paralysis. Whatever it is, they say they want to do something, but they actually don't do what's necessary and effective to create the desired result, whatever that is for them. So why? Why don't they do it? They intellectually know it, but for some reason, something's holding them back. Well, I'm going to suggest an idea that the reason that they are not following through, the reason that they're not going direct to the target is because they don't understand what is driving that behavior. Now you might say, oh Jay, I know what that behavior is. It's just fear, I'm just scared. Okay, that's one theory. And that may be true. But think about this. If I tell myself that, let's just say, I want to do 10 million a year in my business. The goal vision, 10 million a year of business. It's going to give me what's called financial freedom, let's say, or time freedom, if that's even a thing. I want to get there. And so I make a series of decisions on how I'm going to get there. I maybe formulate a plan. But then for some reason, I weaken my leadership and I maybe start and don't follow through. Or when I start, I get distracted. Or when I start, I just get too overwhelmed with it, too bogged down in details. I'm trying to control everything. There's limitations to me trying to get there, and it becomes a struggle to actually get there. Now you've got to ask yourself, well, what's the thing that I'm valuing most, more than the achievement of that goal? What is it? Because you must be valuing something more than the achievement of the goal. Otherwise, you go straight towards it, hypothetically. So what if the reason you're not going straight to the goal is because there's some kind of payoff? Some kind of payoff. Now in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, that I use in my coaching, one of the things we say, and it's called a presupposition of NLP, is that every behavior is motivated by a positive intent for the person taking the behavior, not the person that gets affected as a result of the behavior. So just let that land. Every behavior is motivated by a positive intent for the person taking the behavior. So you get something by self-sabotaging. You get something by procrastinating. You get something by going into overwhelm or confusion. You get something from all of your behaviors every single time. Because inherently you're trying to fulfill some kind of value or some kind of need that you have as a human being. Now with this understanding, what if you were valuing something like safety, because this is in your values, in your motivational map, over actually the creation of that result? You tell yourself, I want to make a load of money. But your programming, but your internal sat-nav doesn't have the map for that. Doesn't have the map for creating that level of income. So naturally, what you're going to do is you're going to mess things up, because you're going to do the thing that actually you do value. If that's staying safe, then you'll do that. If you tell me I want to grow a team, I really want to grow a team, I want to expand the business, but then you just want to fob it off to other people and not manage that team, then you're going to have a problem until you bring in maybe an operations manager or a CEO, someone who can manage that so you can step out of the business. But you've got to know what is driving every decision you make so that you can actually make better decisions that align with your motivational map. I hope this is making sense. Give me a thumbs up if this is actually making sense for you. So we're clear. Maps can help guide your decisions, and I use this with all of my clients. Maps are powerful in helping you to achieve your goals, whether that be financial goals, income goals, whether that be having a greater deal of influence and impact in your life, whether that be the growth of your company, building a team, deciding who to put in charge of the team, whatever that is. Maps is super powerful in that sense. And today I promised that I was going to share with you like a very special opportunity with you. So here's what I decided to do. So I love maps. I personally love it. I think everybody should know their map, just like everybody should do something like a Myers-Briggs to better understand their personality. 100% believe that. Now, motivational maps is typically geared as a general sweeping effort towards everyone to capture and cast a wide net. And so I wanted to actually customize it to my target market, which is business owners and entrepreneurs. So what I decided to do is offer you the chance to, first of all, complete your own motivational map. So in less than 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to know exactly what is driving your behaviors. On top of that, you're going to get to know what your scores are, because this is something that's measurable. So we're going to be able to measure your level of fulfillment in that. Now, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to get on a call. Now, the traditional report which you get is 37 pages, which gives you tips and ways in which you can use the maps in your day-to-day life based on the results that you experience as a result of taking the test. But what I'm doing is I'm offering the chance to get on a call with me for 1 hour. And maybe if you were part of my email list, I was talking about this yesterday, the cost of working with me for an hour is £291. I don't do hourly anymore for new clients. It's all part of the package, and that is actually going up in the next 30 days. Thank you, business coach. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on the phone for an hour. I'm going to talk to you about the results of your map. I'm going to understand you, your business, the decisions you're making, the behaviors that you're acting out in your business, and how that's creating the results that it's creating for you. And then what I'm going to do in that call is I'm going to work with you for an hour to actually help guide you and shape you and move you in the right direction, so that you can make better decisions that are more aligned with where you really want to go, whether that be more income, more influence, the growth of your business, growing your team. And it's going to put you in control. And on that call, we're really going to have you walking away with a series of actionables that you can take in your business right away, so that you can create more of what you really want. Now, I want to go one step further, because here's one thing I realize. Follow through has always been a problem for a lot of people. Follow through, consistently doing what's necessary, having some kind of actuals. So I wanted to layer it a little bit. So what I decided to do is, not so recently, I did a habits workshop based on neuroscience. And this particular workshop was based around fitness specifically, but it's applicable to every area of life and business, because habit creation is just the same. And what I did is I broke it down in simple steps, how you can use neuroscience and the way the brain works, human psychology, to actually create habits, create effective habits that last. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that in as a bonus to actually help you to take action and implement. And one of the things I always offer is, off the back of the call, we commit to some kind of goal on following through, and I hold you accountable to actually doing the things and making the decisions that you tell me you're going to make based on this new information. And normally the price of that, it ranges around the £650 pounds mark to actually get access to this. So what I decided to do is offer this package out specifically to entrepreneurs and businesses for the first 5 people. For the first 5 people, I'm going to give it you for just £147. £147, which is an absolute steal. And people have said to me, Jay, I finally understand a bit more about myself in my life. People say to me that they use the maps all of the time to help guide their decisions based on what's going to end up going with the flow, instead of feeling like they're constantly resisting where they're going. People have said that it's helped them to stop self-sabotaging themselves. There's so many benefits that people have said. And when people say to me, how accurate is this, Jay? This is 99.9% accurate based on the feedback that clients have actually given. And time again, I don't tell you this is what you are. This is the box that I'm putting you in, because I know you're not in a box. You don't want to be in a box. What I do is I get you to tell me about your life. And I get you to give me all the details, all the challenges you're facing, where you make decisions, and I listen. And then what I do is I show you the map, and I demonstrate to you how the unconscious motivators, the things that are driving your internal sat nav, is actually guided every single one of those decisions, and people are blown away. So if this is something you're interested in, you want to grab this from me and be one of the first 5 people to get it for just £147, you can actually get your hands on this. So just send me a direct message, say, Jay, I'm in, I want to be a part of it, I want to get mapped, and I'll tell you the next steps. So for me, I hope you have an amazing day, and just remember, as always, just show up. See you later, guys.